So I started off with a delay. I was still driving back from work. My mom texts me. She says, "How? What's going on with Julius?" Then I go, "How? What did he say?" She says, "No, he's saying that Mkwanazi must stop because things are not proper."
Okay.
So she didn't elaborate. Then I was like, okay. When I get home and I watch the clip, Julius Malema saying, "Look, it's not proper that we just start off here with a supplementary testimony where there's been no initial testimony. The only testimony that we have is from the commission, Yaramadla. That has nothing to do with parliament. And so if you're going to establish anything, we need to have a founding testimony here in parliament under oath, and that should be the departure point." He was correct about that, actually. And I think all the members of parliament eventually agreed. They took a recess for hours, got their documents in order. Apparently some documents are not signed off, so they did all of that. Now, when they do start, obviously Mkwanazi leads the general evidence that we are all aware of. He first spoke about on the 6th of July, 2025. Then he's gone to the commission as well and led that evidence. But there was more detail this time that I found interesting. And it leads us to what we need to look at, because essentially the nub of the issue is not necessarily just policing in South Africa, general policing. It's also got to do with the security cluster in its entirety. So, as general citizens, we may not be aware, but there actually is an intelligence cluster which is involved with gathering intelligence and covert missions. Missions that are not spoken about, top secrets. He spoke about clearance, right? And the highest security clearance, for example, is top secret. So you can get confidential information, and then it goes higher and higher and higher. And the reason why we need to make a distinction between the two is because, for example, if a cop is investigating Slew, they may call Slew in to get a testimony from Slew. Slew may get to answer for herself where she was on such and such a date. Generally, with that kind of investigation, you know you are being investigated, right? However, when it comes to security intelligence, because it's a covert mission, you may not be aware that you're being investigated.
True.
And in fact, there's a couple of things, like how you gather evidence is also very, very important. Because if you're gathering evidence for the purposes of a conviction in court, then you need to gather that evidence in a legal manner.